And now we're going to move on to geology. Inshallah, we have Hafiz Tasneem Jakir Rahman, who will talk about geology.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So, as Brother Hassan has mentioned, I will be discussing geology as mentioned in the Quran. First, I would like to start off with this last part because there's not much to discuss. Mountains are firmly fixed. There's an ayah from Surah Nazi'ah, I believe it's verse 32. وَالْجِبَالَ أَرْسَاهَا, and the mountains hath he firmly fixed. I believe this is very straightforward. Mountains are firmly fixed. They're in a certain position. They'll stay that. That they usually stay. Very straightforward. Now I would like to focus on these two verses. Mountains are like pegs. So in Surah Naba, verses 6 through 7. أَلَمْ نَجْعَلِ الْأَرْضَ مِهَادًا وَالْجِبَالَ أَوْتَادًا, have we not made the earth as a wide expanse and the mountains as pegs? And also there's in Surah Anbiya, ayah 31, وَجَعَلْنَا فِي الْأَرْضِ رَوَاسِيَ أَن تَمِيدَ بِهِمْ, and we have set on the earth mountains standing firm, lest it should shake with them. So basically both of these verses, they talk about mountains acting like pegs, so how they prevent shocks in the earth. And this fact, as well as many other facts in this book, were not known during the time the Quran was revealed. It wasn't until recent times that these were discovered. It used to be thought that mountains, they were just protrusions, they were just landforms with high elevation. But scientists have now come to realize that mountains are not just surface elevations, that they have roots, and that these roots tend to be 10 to 15 times the size of the actual mountain. So for instance, peaks such as Mount Everest, which is 9 kilometers high, about 5.6 miles above the Earth's surface, has a route that extends downward for more than 125 kilometers, approximately 77.7 miles. Considering how mountains are formed, it makes sense that mountains have these roots. When a mountain forms, two plates collide. The stronger one slides under the weaker one, and the one on the top bends and forms heights and mountains. The layer below forms the root. As pointed out earlier, okay, so the portion under forms the root, and basically. So basically, I'd like to wrap up here. As mentioned.
So alhamdulillah, Brother Hafiz Tasneem Jakir Rahman, he went over how the mountains, the formation of mountains, what they act as, how they act as pegs, how they are firmly fixed, and he told us how they are formed, and how they have such huge roots due to the collision of continental plates. They came together and they were able to form this figure that became mountains. Earlier it was just thought as it was just normal ground. It was just elevated land. That's all it was. But it was later it was later discovered that the mountains were actually formed by the continental plates shifting and eventually colliding and forming a huge mountain. And he gave us the interesting fact of the 77 miles of roots that Mount Everest has, while its height is only 5 miles. That's really interesting to know.